Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine with Alternative Homesteading. It's Sunday, and I've had so many people contact me after listening to my interview with Frank Allen, formerly Targeted Massachusetts, the Allen Institute of Natural Justice. And we documented my move from Manalapan, New Jersey to rural Kentucky in May of 2019. And when you're chosen or nominated as a target by somebody that either is envious, jealous, greedy, doesn't like you, somebody that you accidentally pissed off, because just remember, you and I are adults, but these psychopaths, they're so easily offended. They're so easily offended, and they don't communicate. So if they're hurt or upset, or if there's something that you said, they don't want to clarify it. They don't want to smooth things out. If they are in the know and have a friend in high places, or even a friend of a friend in high places. Let's say they have a lawyer in the family and the lawyer knows a judge or a police officer. They will nominate you to place you on a terrorist watch list. And what they do is they'll fabricate information, and then, the FBI Fusion Center operatives will break into your home and look through all of your belongings to garner information to use against you. And yes, folks, this is very true. So, and then they carefully script a program just for you. And every person that you are friendly with, every business associate, they will eventually contact that person, whether it's via email, using recordings of your own voice. They will contact them with this Secret Service letters, etc., etc. Sometimes these are just paid-for-hire private detectives flashing a false badge, and these morons go along with it. But anyway, I digress. So they will nominate you. This is all in secret. You don't know what's going on. It's like in the criminal justice system, if somebody has allegedly committed a crime, there will be an overt warrant, there will be an overt arrest, there will be overt evidence that's shared from both parties, and you will have a trial, often by jury, and you will either be convicted or let go. With these illegal covert FISA, F-I-S-A warrants, everything is done in secret. Everybody's paid under the table. And yes, folks, the FBI is well aware of it because they are the ones that manage the terrorist watch list. According to the ACLU's FOIA request in 2016 and their stellar PDF documenting it called Trapped in a Black Box, Growing Terrorism Watchlisting in Everyday Policing. Everyday policing? Really? Now, I'm a little confused about this, folks, and bear with me. When people go into communities and they want to enroll their children in school, a lot of times they will search the pedophile database to see what criminals are living in proximity of their school or their home. But this terrorist watch list, it's a big, dark secret. Do you want to know why? Because 99% of the people on the terrorist watch list are coded as NIS, non-investigative subjects. So if they're non-investigative subjects, why are they on a watch list? Why? I'll tell you why. Because the non-investigative subjects are being covertly tormented, tortured with bona fide MK Ultra satanic ritual abuse, traumatic mind control technology to torment an innocent person just because someone may not have liked them, just because they're getting paid, just because they're psychopaths. And this is how pretty it looks here, guys. Just for the record. There's no sun out today. We're expecting rain later. So I'm going to be a little quick about this because I do have to get on my riding lawnmower, which they have been damaging. They actually, the criminals, damaged my brand new tow behind. It's sort of like a bush hog. I bought it last year. And they have damaged it. Brand new. They broke into my garage. And they have the ability, their technology, to rust anything at will. But let's get back to the terrorist watch list. I mean, everybody knows that, or most people know that as an adult learner, I attained my undergraduate and graduate degree in psychology. I actually studied criminal behavior in my undergraduate degree with abnormal, deviant, and violent psychology with a concentration in addictive behavior and addictions. Having this sort of thing happen to me, it's like a huge psychological operation to take down people. They want to take down all the good people, the law-abiding people, because you know what? We really don't have enough crime in the United States. Crime has actually decreased each year for more than a decade. So, you know, in order to justify their salaries, they need to create it. And what they do is they have created this MK Ultra program, COINTELPRO, it's a psychological operation, to harass millions, not hundreds, not thousands, millions of innocent people for profit. This is a huge human trafficking violation, civil rights violations. And the thing is, the sheriff has the ability to say no to these programs. So shame on all the sheriffs in this country. Shame on you for violating your oaths of office. Shame on you for placing in harm's way innocent individuals for profit. And shame on you for wearing a badge and abusing it. And shame on you for employing your deputies, your police, and having them surveil innocent people while there's real crime taking place all over your city, county, and state. Shame on you also for violating the oath of your state. And you alone have the ability to say no to the fusion centers. You have the ability to say no to Homeland Security. You can say no to those private detectives that infiltrate the community. But no, you don't say no. You'd rather take that bribe under the table and employ local citizens to harass innocent people and work alongside with InfraGard and the fusion centers. Shame on you. But karma's on its way for every sheriff. Not those constitutional sheriffs. There are some good ones out there. You got to look for them. They are the constitutional sheriffs, like Sheriff Mack. And you can look him up. I subscribe to his newsletter. And we actually did have a constitutional sheriff running in this county, in this city. He was not elected, though. The person who was elected already worked at the sheriff's department. And I know for a fact that this new sheriff that's coming on in January has been caught surveilling my property when I first moved here. So he's going to be part of the problem too. But I've got some good news for people. I sent a FOIA request asking for the surety bond, S-U-R-E-T-Y bond, that every official should have. And my request returned no documents a couple of months ago. And then suddenly in the mail, Ross Murray, the county attorney, he had a change of heart. I received in the mail the surety bond for Sheriff Paul Hayes, our sheriff here in this county. I also received his meager surety bond. Isn't that amazing? I wonder what's up with that. Or maybe it's that they were caught in a lie. And you know how it works with lies. One lie leads to another. One thing leads to another and another. And they lie. Then they had to make good on it. Sort of like our local judge here. Now, when I say judge, I don't mean like a legal judge. We've got like an executive judge, like an administrative judge. He's not the kind of judge that goes into court and rules on cases. I actually don't know what he does. He's in charge of the construction department, the road department. But he kept telling me for 3 years that he had applied for FEMA grants for this road here. And that he received the specifications for rebuilding the road that fell in March of 2020. Well, that was a crock of BS, because I finally received or I should say, a portion of my request. But in it, there was no funding that was applied for in 2020, 2021, or 2022, either for the bridge or the creek. Oh, and let me walk over there and show you. I'll show you for 3 years what has been happening here with this creek. Because every time we have massive rains, part of that retaining wall falls into the creek. And check it out now, boys and girls, men and women. This is what it looks like. This is our creek. I mean, of course, we haven't had the rains that we usually do. But where's the rain? Where's the water going to go? Look at all that rock. Let's go. I could actually walk in here. It's not good for me to walk in here with one hand, though. But let's show you. Let me show you. Look at this. You see that? All this rock should be up on that retaining wall and that wall there. And there should be a net there. And all this rock should be up there. But it's not. And I called the Kentucky Department of Water. They were originally going to fine the county. And then he decided to work with them in applying for a grant. Well, you know what? Do you know how long it takes to apply for a grant, get it approved, and actually get the money? And I've been asking for 3 years to repair this. Is this an eyesore? I mean, anybody can walk across here. It's gotten to the point where these rocks now have formed an island, and I've got shrubs growing in the island. All of this rock was up against that wall. All of it. But our local judge, Gabbard, lied. I have found that in moving here, some of the biggest hypocrites claim to be blessed or ministers. This is what it looks like, guys. Look at that. Looks like a bottleneck, huh? Look at that. All of that rock should be up there and up here. I shouldn't have a swimming pool here. There should be no pool here. But anyway, another thing I wanted to discuss is when you're placed on a covert terrorist watch list to be tormented for the rest of your life. This is human trafficking, folks. Make no mistake. So I'm going to get back to the interview that I had with Frank Allen, where I spoke about moving from New Jersey to Kentucky, and I spoke about what they did, what the moving company, Wheaton Van Lines, did during my move. I should say before my move, during my move, and after my move. And I had a woman, I won't mention her name, contact me yesterday, the day before. I have not responded to her yet, but I will. And she told me her story of what happened when she moved and what they did to her property prior to her moving. And it was so ghostly similar. We live on completely different sides of the country. I don't know her. I've never met her. I only know her through her commentary to my post about my move from New Jersey, Manalapan, New Jersey, 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, New Jersey, to rural Kentucky, Jackson County. And she went on to tell me about how they burnt out her grass. They would burn patches of her grass, pull branches off her trees, kill her trees, her shrubs, vandalize her house. And then during her move, they damaged a lot of her items, stole them. Very similar to what's happened to me. And this is what happens. When you're labeled a domestic terrorist, it gives law enforcement, it gives everybody a grab. And everybody's got their hands open. Everybody's got their pocketbook open. No one has any morality or ethics anymore. Everybody wants whatever somebody else has. That's right. You tell them, Tucker. That's Tucker Carlson and his sister. They're bug hunting. Yes, Bill Gates would adore you guys because, you know, he wants us all to eat bugs, but that ain't happening to me, folks. But here, I'm going to walk you around and show you what the criminals did, because this is a partial response to the woman that responded to me. So yes, I'm going to document what the criminals do. And when I say criminals, they employ cult members, C-U-L-T. And I'm going to make this claim that these are Satanists, okay? And I will prove why they're Satanists. I'll prove it. So here's one burn. Here's two burns. 3. Everything they do on my property, any kind of damage is done in triplicate 3s. So now that's just over there. Okay, folks, that's just there. But I want to go over here, and you'll just have to bear with me because my property is quite large, and you could hear my boots clocking behind me. But this was done a few months ago. This is not naturally occurring, folks. I live in a very humid location. Even when we don't have rain, my house is literally dripping with water every morning and every night. I live in the valley, surrounded by a national forest and all these trees. So this is my new propane tank. It's not even a year old, folks. Check it out. And this is my old propane tank. My old propane tank. Here it goes, folks. Check it out. But I need to show you how I know that they're Satanists, okay? Come closer. Follow me. Follow me for a minute. Do you see those 3 lines? Does anybody drink? It's an energy drink, and I don't really know anything other than its symbolism. It's called Monster, M-O-N-S-T-E-R. If you don't know anything about it, or don't know what the logo looks like, please, when you're finished with this video, go look it up. Go look at the logo for Monster. Now, we all know what a monster is. You know, it's sort of like a zombie, right? But the 3 lines, and when the celebrities go like this, guess what that is, folks? 666. 6, 6, 6. It looks very similar to the Google logo. And then, of course, you know, when you click on your mail for Google and the M comes up, it looks vaguely exactly like the M that's on the Freemason apron. Do you know what that looks like, folks? Look it up. And for the record, not the lower Freemasons, because they're caught up in a cult that they're not familiar with yet. They're duped. They're tricked. Because it's all trickery, folks. Here. This is something else the criminals did. And you want to see it 3 times? We'll see it 3 times. Here's 1. 2. That's new. That happened overnight. Here's another one. 3. But they took it upon themselves to do a little bit more. So we've got one here, folks. Look. This one is a little bit older. And then this massive one in front of my house. Oh, here's the new one. This one happened overnight. And here's the big one. They did this about a month ago. It's just getting bigger and bigger. No matter how much I water it, the grass does not come back. And this also happened at 52 Sutton Drive in Manalapan, in a house where I lived for 30 years as the original owner. And I installed sod, S-O-D, very expensive grass that looks like a carpet. They did this to my grass carpet also. So here's some more, folks. But we need to pay attention to the symbolism. The symbolism is important because these criminals, they tell you what they're doing before they do it. Here you go. Check it out. 1, 2. Oh, here's 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe they're changing their programming. Maybe they don't want me to see 3 anymore. Maybe we're upping it to 5. But anyway, folks, this is what the criminals do. The truth in plain sight for those to see. For those who can see. And people are waking up. They're waking up to the horrific crimes that are taking place against innocent citizens in this country. And folks, I will tell you that some very high-level people are involved in this gang stalking. And by the way, gang stalking, the term gang stalking was developed by these fusion centers. Because there's no such thing as a gang stalking. What it is, it's the Community Watch It group, CERT, Infraguard, community snitch program, paid informants. Oh, it says fact. This has been going on for decades and decades. The FBI has had paid informants. Every sheriff department has paid informants. And what happens is these paid informants, they infiltrate the community. They already live here. They could be drug addicts. They could be, on parole. They employ criminals to do this kind of work. But the kind of things that they do against me are satanic. And I will provide links to this video to my other interviews on the satanic cult-like Illuminati symbols that are left around my property. And this has been going on since Manalapan, New Jersey. So for those of you who don't know me well, I collected angels in New Jersey. In one room, I think I had over 30 some odd angels. And the criminals, when they covertly broke into my house and surveilled and tore apart my bedroom, my closets, as if I'm some criminal or something, they broke every angel, every one. They tore the nose off of one angel, a wing off another. They sliced the throat on another angel. These are religious crimes. You would think in reporting them to the FBI that they would be concerned, folks. You think that reporting a neighbor wearing a black ski mask, trespassing your property and tearing down your gate would be concern for the FBI. No, folks. What happens when you report these crimes to the FBI is you're ignored. Because they quickly look up your phone number and address and say, oh, she's on that watch list. That's what happens, folks. So what the real domestic terrorists, the ones that are actually committing misdemeanors and felonies, are your neighbors, are the people that are stalking you, are the prosecutor's office that ignore your claims, even when you provide evidence and witness testimony. The real criminals, the real domestic terrorists are the sheriff's departments around the country that are complicit in conspiracy against your rights. They're violating Title 18, Section 291 and 292. But many of the people that they employ in this mind control program, they may pass you off to another group, like a group of Satanists that steal your cats and torture them for fun. And let's not forget, for those who are awake, the human trafficking of children in this country is despicable. The celebrities that pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a vial of adrenochrome stolen from a tortured child. Why are these crimes not being investigated? Why are 60 some odd year old women on a farm taking care of a bunch of animals? Why am I being investigated? How come after 10 years I haven't been arrested for a crime? Do you want to know why, folks? Because I haven't committed a crime. What they do is they set up people like my neighbors to instigate, poke. Oh, how about the person driving the white Impala last Saturday night, 11 p.m., that shot fireworks at the foot of my driveway? Or how about the same person that shot fireworks right here on the county road? Smack in the middle. And when I called the sheriff's department about it, they said, well, there's no law about shooting off fireworks on a county road. I said, excuse me? It's okay to set fireworks on a county road, a road that fell down last year? It's okay? There's no law against it, he said, but I'll tell the sheriff. Well, thank you so much. Or how about the criminal that decided to use my outer field as a dumping ground and dump his or her garbage? When I say garbage, like a wood pallet, breaking my barbed wire fencing that fell in and damaged the tire of somebody that I hired to cut the grass. And the reason around the country the crime rate is low in some cities and states where the targeting is especially high is because your sheriff's department, your police department, the judges do not report the crimes that are really taking place. They're not reporting it. They're falsifying the reports. And my friend Karen Stewart, she's a retired NSA analyst. I'm trying to figure out how to get her dozens of flyers that she has written over the last few years onto my YouTube channel. If there's anybody out there that can tell me how to get a PDF onto my channel, please let me know. I might have to print it out and photograph it and take clips of it or do a live in order for that to happen. I'm not that technically adept when it comes to cutting and pasting. I'm just using my phone here to record this. But getting back to my interview with Frank Allen about my move from New Jersey to Kentucky and that woman contacting me, and when I read her story, and she's not the first one. She's not the first one. And this is why people need to come forward and talk about this. It may be embarrassing. It's embarrassing to me too, but you know what's more embarrassing? Keeping my mouth shut and sucking it up. I'm not a suck up kind of person. I'm sorry. You mess with me, I'm going to expose you. Maybe I don't have the power or the connections to get you prosecuted in a court of law, but you never know, because there are citizen journalists and citizen attorneys out there that are willing to fight for the underdog, especially when big bucks are at hand, like a surety bond. But people need to know that what is happening to them is happening to many, many people across the country. It's happening to men too. Not as often. There are fewer men than women. It appears that 70% of the targets are female. And most of them are divorced and or single and or have children. Which is even more disgusting, because what they do to children, I can't even discuss. I'll get a strike against me for what they do to children. But if anybody wants to know how they target children, you can email me privately at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. I created that email address just for my YouTube channel. So here, folks, Satan. Do you want to know when Satan is alive? Where you live? Here. Go look at the monster drink. Here. Here. And we've got a little visitor here. You check out this little leaf bug. Hi, leaf bug. He's green. It's hard to see because it's dark here. Looks like it's going to rain. And I really do need to get on the lawnmower and do some cutting before it comes down on me. But I hope everybody's doing okay. And if you know somebody or suspect that somebody you know has become a target with surveillance, with vandalism, with theft, with home break-ins. Don't ignore it. It could happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody for any reason. I mean, there is obviously a depopulation agenda. So what better thing to incorporate in the depopulation agenda where you own nothing and be happy? Right? You'll own nothing and be happy? Well, wait a minute, you know, folks. In my 60 some odd years, I've acquired a lot of stuff. I'm sure you have too if you were my age. I don't have just 1 or 2 books. Like, I've got hundreds of books, right? So what's going to happen to all my stuff? I like my stuff. I paid for it. I worked hard for my stuff. I don't see anybody else around here working hard for their stuff. The gift card whores, like the one that just drove by, the gift card whores, and that is what they are. They're the paid-for-hire mercenaries from the fusion centers and InfraGard and your community watch groups. And the sheriff's department is well aware of what's going on and chooses to ignore and or participate. But if you remotely think you know of somebody, or you start to see these signs on your property, I mean, most people ignore this stuff, right? But I'm not one of those people that ignores it. Like this. Guys, this is not naturally occurring. Or, you know what, let me show you about my new porch. I installed a porch, a wood porch decking through Lowe's. Now get this, they even co-opted a representative at Lowe's to damage my property. And I've got all my leftover supplies just hanging out there. And, you know, I will be doing another video because I do want to memorialize the person that lived here before me. I will be doing that. I was against doing it because it would let people know where I live. But I'm going to do it anyway. But I'm going to show you guys what they did to my porch here. Brand new. Let me show you guys. You see that? See what they did to the knot here? Or how about the cracks here? That's not naturally occurring, by the way, guys. This is brand new. And this is pressure treated wood. And how about the scribbles on my doghouse? I know I don't have a dog. I don't have a dog yet. But I bought a doghouse. Why not? Right? But they scribbled all over the roof. And then over here too. It's kind of hard to see. But you can also see the discoloring on it. But look at the scribbles here, guys. This is Satan. This is Satan's work, guys. You need to familiarize yourself with this stuff. And I know people tell me, I have so many people tell me, oh, well, you know, I am a Jesus, I'm a Bible person. You can be all of those things. Don't put your head in the sand and think that Satan is not alive and kicking. He is. And you've got to acknowledge that these criminals, these cults, have infiltrated. They have infiltrated our country. JFK mentioned it back in the 60s in his address to the press. I've mentioned this before. And he said that it was a monolithic conspiracy. Monolithic. Look up that word. A monolithic conspiracy and secret societies. Anything that's done in secret can't be good. When things are done in privacy, like in the privacy of your home, well, that's your home. your intimate moments with your spouse or your partner, etc. But that's not being done in secret. I mean, being done in secret is you're having an affair with somebody. Like that's a secret for most people. But no, these secret societies, they're doing stuff in secret. They don't want you to know. That's why you'll see dozens of celebrities taking their finger, you see this finger? And putting it over their lips to hush. Don't tell anybody. And excuse my disgusting, filthy fingers. And what about this? Over the eyes. Or how about the hands stuck inside the shirt? Oh, here, guys. I've got somebody pulling up here. Look at that. People stop. Maybe they're just curious about my sign. But I'm not going to speak to these people. It's Sunday, and I'm recording you guys. And they're interrupting me. But if you're interested in my sign, you can go call the phone number on it. But anyway, folks, I'm going to get on my lawnmower before it rains and sign off. I hope everybody's having a good day. And these are the sunflowers here and the little pollinators, the bees. They're having a joyful Sunday here. It's just that the sun, the lighting is not that good. I apologize for that. And I apologize for not being technically adept in knowing how to edit these things or even expand the screen. But look at this person, like photographing. Excuse me? You don't have permission to photograph my property. Hi. Are you Sally? No, I'm not. But I'm busy right now. I can hear you. Are you selling the property? That's what it looks like, doesn't it? So anyway, folks, I'm going to sign off, get this online. It's just another bunch of nosy people. And we're going to end here. If anybody wants me to look at any photos they have that they think is vandalism, send it to alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. I have thousands of photos that I've collected, including interviews from a couple of years ago that are online. And I will be posting the links down below after this is uploaded. So I hope everybody's having a good day. And just remember, go online and look up the logo for Monster drink. The Monster energy drink. Signing off for now.